So in this video, we're going to break down how Casper is making their customers spend over $1,000 when they're shopping on their store. And if you own an e-commerce store and you struggle to make your customers spend more with you, which is just leaving you unprofitable and unable to scale your Facebook ads, this video is going to be extremely useful for you because we're going to break down things that they're doing on their store in order to optimize that part. They're a 9-figure brand. They're growing 20% per year. They're hiring the best marketing experts and they have done thousands of A/B tests, so they know what works. We're going to break down these things so that you can apply these things to your store in order to profit more and scale much more easily. And the first thing that we're going to cover here is the thing that most e-commerce owners really struggle with, and that is showing your customer more products that they can buy on your store, which will make your customers spend more with you. So just below default, you can see when you scroll a little below the variants, they have this option which is cross-sell, and it says pairs best with. And you can just slide between these things and you can select the one that goes well with the product, and when you click on the ad, it will be automatically added to the cart. And the thing is that if you want to increase your average order value, so how much your customers spend with you, you need to show your customers the products that they can buy. A lot of owners, and even when I was running my e-commerce stores, I always assumed that the customers knew that they could go over the other product pages and the collections and find other products. But the thing is that they don't know, and if you don't give them that trigger and you don't show them that product that they can add to the cart that is paired well with the product, they will not find it, they will not add it to the cart, and therefore you will not increase the average order value. So the first thing, if you want to increase your average order value, you need to show your customer other products that are related to your main product, and therefore they will see these products and potentially add them to the cart and increase your average order value. Of course, these products have to be related to your main product because otherwise it doesn't make sense, and they're doing this part very well. You can see they're adding the items that go very well with this matrix that I'm looking at. And for that reason, this works very well for them for increasing the average order value. And by the way, if you need help on how to optimize your Shopify store and your whole funnel starting from Facebook ads, you can reach out to me in the link in the description, and I'll give you advice on what you can do for your current situation to increase how much you profit from your Shopify store so that you can scale your ads much more easily. The next thing, which is the second thing, is also a very powerful thing, and it's about the bundling, and it's just below that feature you can see here. So they have already created a bundle that goes well with the product that I'm looking at, and they have put the 30% off the whole bundle. So when you're creating a bundle, you want to make an incentive for your customer to purchase the bundle, because otherwise why would they purchase it? And if you give them $1 off discount or a percentage of discount, it will be more enticing for them to buy it. They will justify it in their brain that they have bought it because they have gotten a great deal. And when you show that on your product page below the add to cart, more people will see your offer and therefore more people will buy it. One thing that is very cleverly done here, and that I see not a lot of e-commerce stores do, is you can see they have put the label yours today for $99. The thing that is clever here is that they have incorporated a little bit of the urgency here. So the thing that incorporates the urgency is the word today, because it means that this offer is valid today and that tomorrow it might be not valid anymore, and therefore the customer might lose the chance to get this offer at 30% off. It's a very important thing to understand this, because when your visitors are on your product page and they're looking at your product, you need to put some motivation to make them act now, because if you don't, a lot of them will just postpone their action, and therefore you will lose the sale because they will think that they can come tomorrow, and tomorrow they will just not feel that urge and that emotion anymore to buy from you your product, right? So for that reason, this is how they're very cleverly incorporating their urgency in there, and it doesn't look salesy at all. It's not like, these countdowns and stuff. They don't have that because it looks just like a fake thing. They have just incorporated a little bit of the urgency in their copywriting, and which works very well. And they have two products here. They have the image of the product, they have the text, a little bit of the description. Then once again, they have the old price, which is crossed, and we see the complete price, which is $99, and all of us know that if you have a $99, it's just going to convert better than $100, right? So this is a very clever way, and what you can do, you can just click on this thing and you can add this to the cart as well, along with the main product that you are looking at. Very easy to add it as well. You don't have to go through some bundle makers. You don't have to go through the website and stuff. You just click on this one and you click on the add to cart, and it's all together added to the cart. So very important thing. The next thing that we're going to cover, and this one is related to the conversion rate, because if your customers add a lot of products to the cart but they don't convert, you have achieved nothing. So just at the top, you can see where you have the reviews. This is one thing that a lot of the brands have started doing. You have this option which says see review summary, and when you click on it, you get this slide from the right. This is very powerful because your visitors don't have to go throughout the whole review section to find relevant reviews. The point is that it highlights what are the most important benefits that your customers have found when it comes to your product, so that the new visitor can have that shortcut of how beneficial it will be in their life. And another thing that makes this thing even more powerful is how they have these stats mentioned in 56 reviews. It helps with the persuasion because you're just stating some facts. You're not saying this is the best thing, this is the best thing for sleep, this is the best thing for, I don't know, whatever. They are just showing objective stats from their customers. So what are their customers saying? And then based on that, the new visitor will be persuaded because they're seeing an objective thing, and this is an objective thing because they can click on it and it will be scrolled down and you can see these things are highlighted, and therefore their visitors can see the relevant reviews of these benefits. So this is a very powerful thing, and I see more and more brands doing this, and it's definitely a thing that you can try on your Shopify store to increase your conversion rate. So the next thing that is helping them with increasing the conversion rate is how they're reducing the perceived cost of their visitor. So what I mean by that, when your customer lands on your product page, the first thing that they see is the price, because if the price is too high, they will just not consider your product. It doesn't really matter how beneficial it will be. So for that reason, they first see the price, but there's a trick that you can do in order to make that price perception lower, so that your customers, when they see the price, they perceive it as a lower than it is. And that thing is just here below the price, because when you show your customers that they can pay in more installments, it's just way less painful than paying it all at once, and therefore more of them will buy your product because it's just more convenient, it's just less painful, and therefore you increase the conversion rate. So this is usually positioned just below the price, because when they see the price, you want to kind of alleviate it with having these pay in installments that are just making it less painful for them to buy. So very important thing. And even if you don't sell a high ticket product, you can have this and it will help you with increasing the conversion rate. When we scroll a little bit below, just below the fold, we have this part which is helping them increase the average order value. This is a typical upsell. They have the product that we're looking at, it's called the One, and they have the product next to it which is called the Dream. So it's an upgraded product, it's an upsell. So in this case, they're not persuading you to buy, they're just showcasing one product against the other, what are the stats, what are the features, what are the benefits and all the stuff, so that you can objectively consider if you want to purchase the higher tier or not. This is also a very powerful way to increase your average order value, because if you sell a more expensive product, your customers will spend more with you and therefore you will profit more. So this is also a way that you can think of. If you have a same type of product but more expensive, where can you actually position it on your product page or in the cart drawer or as a pop-up, so that your customers see that upgraded version, you show them why it's an upgraded version, and therefore you try to persuade them to go for that one. So this is definitely a thing that you can try on your e-commerce store as well. Then the next thing that I wanted to cover here with you is when you're on their homepage, and a lot of you guys don't really utilize the above default, so the first section of your homepage, which is a thing that a lot of your Shopify visitors actually see. And in this section, what you should do, you should always have what is the actual offer that you're right now running on your Shopify store. And in this case, you can see they have the daylight savings, 30 off bundles. And when you click on this one, it redirects you to the collection page where you can find all these bundles that have the 30% off, so that you can take the opportunity of the current offer. So you can just like go on any of these bundle and you go to their product page, and then from there you can select the sizes and all that stuff, and you have gotten there actually from the home page, because in the above default they have shown what's the current offer that is helping them with increasing the average order value. So always use the above default of the home page to show what is your current offer, and more visitors will see what is your offer and take the opportunity of it. So very important thing when it comes to increasing how much your customers spend with you. Now, another thing that I wanted to point out is how they're increasing their average order value in their cart page. So let's say we want to add this product to the cart. We click on the add to cart. This is the confirmation now that the product is added to the cart. Then we go to the cart page, click on the view cart. And now when we are on the cart page, you can see just below here we have you may also like, and they have the CTA, which is the quick add, and you can easily click on this one and it will be added to the cart as well. You can just of course select what's the size, let's say twin, add to the cart, and now it's added to the cart. Now here what I wanted to point out is that you don't want to show products that are high ticket, because obviously it's going to be very hard to cross-sell some things that are very expensive. You just want to show some things that are related to the product that they have added to the cart and that they're not that expensive, so they can just like fit into their budget more easily. Now when you have these products added to the cart, once again, you can see just below the checkout, they're again emphasizing that message that is reducing the customer price perception. Then when you scroll a bit down, you have this thing which is extremely important, and this is called the trust signals. They're showing that it's a free delivery, that they have free returns, they have a warranty, and all these things that are just helping your customer perceive the offer better and worry less when it comes to the purchase. Because if they're going to give you $1,000, you don't want to make them worry about something. You just want to make the whole purchasing experience as effortless as possible so that they pull the trigger and place the order. And when you go to the checkout page, you can see a very clear checkout page. You don't want to make your checkout look nice. You want to make it feel confident and secure. And here, once again, we have trust signals, which are just communicating that the visitor don't have to worry. They will get their money back if they don't like the product, so they have nothing to lose. So these are very important things if you want to optimize your Shopify store so that you profit more. And this is a really good example of how one super successful brand is doing these things. And if you own an e-commerce store and you struggle to increase your revenue because of the low profitability, you can reach out to me in the link in the description, and I'll give you advices on your current situation on what you can do in order to scale much more easily. And if you like this video, I'm sure you will like this playlist in which I cover all these successful Shopify stores and the things that they're doing in order to maximize how much they profit from their stores, their ads, their stores, and their emails. And you can watch the playlist and apply these things to your Shopify store so that you can profit more and scale much more easily.